Good morning. Hey, welcome to Monday's edition of Daily Drink Ministries, Daily Drink live broadcast. Glad y'all could join me. Hope you had a blessed weekend. It was Mother's Day weekend. Excuse me. I was looking forward to a day with my wife and spoiling her, as any good husband should do. And she told me the one thing she wanted was just to be left alone. She didn't want to go nowhere. She didn't want to do anything. She just wanted a quiet home, just rest. So what I do, I took the kids. We went out to a local amusement park and hung out for the afternoon. Gave her 3 or 4 hours of quiet time at the house. So, and she really needed it. And I got back, and I was like, she was telling me how she had to get all this stuff done, and she really just wanted to stay home and work. And I got back, and I was like, "So did you get your stuff done?" And she said, "No." And I was like, "Really? You didn't get your stuff done? I mean, I took the kids, I took all your distractions away." She goes, "I didn't do anything, and it was great, and I feel good." And I was like, "Okay, well, cool, good." So this morning I get up and I go to reading my scripture for the day, my daily devotional, and it hit on a topic that was right in line, and it really opened my eyes to see why she needed that day of nothing. So we're going to continue our series titled The Happy Life today, and we're actually going to do a throwback. We are. This is kind of one of the first times I've done this, but I've covered this exact same topic in October of last year. And the topic is rest. We need rest. We need time to unplug and recoup and refocus. And rest is biblical. So I'm going to jump back in my notes here that I keep everything in to October, a series I did titled Priorities of Faith. And yeah, rest is actually a priority of your Christian faith. And I'll show you why. Okay, now if y'all want to go back and watch that series, pull it up on YouTube, Google Daily Drink Ministry. There's a channel on there. All of my series are archived on there. Look up one called Priorities of Faith. Like I said, it's a year old. It's back in there. Good series. So, here's what it is. We're talking about rest, how we need rest, and how does that affect us to have a happy life. But we need to understand something about rest first. Number one, God rested. Yeah, the God that never sleeps, that knows all, right? Rested. You don't believe me? How about this? Genesis chapter 2, verse 1 and 3. Verses 1 through 3. It says this. It says, "The creations of the heaven, the earth, and everything in them was completed. On the seventh day, God had finished his work of creation. So he rested from all his work. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because it was the day when he rested from his work of all creation." Even God rested, guys. He We need it. We'll get to it, okay? So first and foremost, you need to realize it's not just a human thing. Our soul needs rest. Our spirit needs rest. You need rest. God rested. How about part two? The second thing in this series is that it's a commandment. Did you know that? Did you know rest was a commandment? It actually is. It's in the Ten Commandments. Check it out. Jump over to Exodus chapter 20. Okay, Exodus chapter 20, we're going through the Ten Commandments that was given to Abraham, or to Moses, sorry, not Abraham, Moses. And he's given them out, and I want you to catch one. I'm not going to read through them all. I want you to catch one, and it's found in verse 8, okay? It says this. It says, "Remember to observe the Sabbath day by keeping it holy." That's what most people remember, keep the Sabbath day holy, right? But read on. What does verse 9 say? It says, "You have 6 days each week for your ordinary work." Verse 10, "But the seventh day is a Sabbath day of rest, dedicated to the Lord your God. On that day, no one in your household may do any work." See what I'm saying? Keep the Sabbath day holy. That's what we all remember, right? You must honor the Sabbath and keep it holy. But why? What does that mean? That means on the seventh day, the Sabbath is dedicated to a day of rest. It's a commandment. We're supposed to rest. But don't feel guilty. Check this out. Hold on. I got more. There's more. Check this out. You jump over in the book of Mark, way over in the New Testament. The book of Mark, chapter 2, verse 27, says this. Jesus is talking here. Jesus, guess what Jesus says? He says, the Sabbath was made to meet the needs of the people, not people to meet the requirements of the Sabbath. I want you to check that. I love that verse. Okay? So many people in the world today think that they have to go to church to be a good Christian. Now, I'm not knocking going to church. I think we need to be in church for total different reasons. So don't get me wrong there. But what I'm saying is, you shouldn't feel guilty. Okay? You shouldn't feel guilty about not going to church every Sunday. Why? Because the Sabbath wasn't made for you to meet a requirement. The Sabbath was made for you. Okay? Don't feel guilty about taking a day of rest. You need it. God rested. God commanded us to rest. And God's telling you right now here, Jesus Christ himself says, don't feel guilty about it because the Sabbath was created to meet your needs, not for you to meet his requirement. Okay? He gave it to you as a gift. The Sabbath was a gift for you, a day of rest for you. Okay? One more, last one, I promise. Matthew, verse 11. What do we do on the Sabbath? Do we sit around and do nothing? Okay? Matthew, verse 11, or chapter 11, verse 28. Jesus again says, come to me, all who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. What's the point of the Sabbath? The point of the Sabbath is to rest. Me, when I put these verses together, it tells me that on the Sabbath day, on the seventh day, on the day of rest, now please understand, this doesn't have to be Sunday. This doesn't have to be Saturday. Whatever day you have that you can dedicate to rest for the Lord will be your Sabbath day, okay? Please understand. The purpose of it is to go to God. The purpose of it is to unplug, spend a day with the Lord, just giving him your thoughts, giving him your concerns, giving him your troubles, casting your cares upon the Lord, taking everything off your back, handing it to God, and leaving it there for a day. And just basking in God's peace, basking in God's rest. And he will bless you for that. He really will. He will speak to you in those times, in those days. He will give you energy. He will give you strength. He will give you clarity of mind. He'll give you, just keep naming them off. It's called obedience. You're doing what Scripture tells you to do. So, my daily drink for you today, jumping back to today, coming back off our series, old series, our throwback series. My daily drink for you today is this. Unplug. Put the phone down. Put the tablet down. Turn off the TV, okay? Turn off that TV. Spend a quiet day with God, okay? Tell him your troubles and just bask in his love. I guarantee you, if you do it, you're probably going to be amazed at how much better you feel and how happy it makes you. Going back to the example I started today's message with, my wife, today, she was up, she was happy, she was talking, she was energetic. Now, could that all be from a good night's sleep? Yeah, but you know what? She spent a day of rest. She got that rest her body needed. She got that rest she needed. Why? Because God gave it to her. So, as her husband, it would have been bad for me to go, no, you're going to work, you're going to do this, or you're going to go walk around in the amusement park with me and the kids all day. She wouldn't have found that restful. She got what she needed. She got a day alone, quiet, no tablets, no phone, no TV. She turned it all off and just rested. And we need that sometime. So that's my daily drink for today. Yeah, it's a Monday. Not really a good series the way to start off a Monday because you're kind of like, oh, I could have done that. I should have done that yesterday. But keep it in mind. Plan a day of rest when you can, okay? Pencil it in. I'm not going to do anything today. I'm going to rest. I'm going to spend time with God. Do it. We'll see how it feels. That's my daily drink for today. Y'all be blessed, and I'll talk to you tomorrow morning.